Imagine a rover on Mars digging in the red sand and uncovering a bright cube. You pry it open and you find a hard drive embedded in this cube filled with petabytes of data, perfectly encoded to build autonomous machines. Every scientist on Earth would say, we are not alone in the universe. There has to be some kind of an intelligence we don't know about to make this. But what if I told you we have found the same thing here on Earth? It dwells inherently inside of you and me. Welcome to the Carbon Cipher. See, in 1953, we discovered DNA. It shattered the way we view biology. It proved that at the foundation of life, there is a digital code. DNA has 4 characters. It's a chemical alphabet that writes the software that builds proteins, the machines that keep you and me alive. But how did the code get written? See, if you were to ask an evolutionary biologist, they would say, over time and random chance, DNA came about as we know it today. But when you look at the math, you see we have a problem. Call it the universal combination lock. Proteins are long chains of amino acids that have to fold into complex 3D specific shapes for them to work. See, imagine a combination lock with 20 different numbers. 20 numbers represent biological amino acids. To build just one small protein that's functional, you have to spin that dial over 150 times to get it exactly in the right sequence. That number of possible combinations would then be 20 to the 150th power. That math is so large, it breaks the human brain. We can't fathom it on our own. So let's pause for a second, because if you found an alien hard drive on another planet, what would be the very first piece of evidence you would look for to prove an intelligence was behind it, and not a mindless geological process? Because this gets to the heart of our discussion. How we identify intelligence truly matters. See, even if we gave the universe 13.8 billion years to evolve, letting every one of those 1,080 atoms in the universe act as a trial mechanism spinning that lock at the speed of light, still is not enough time. It falls short of what mathematicians call the universal probability bounds. See, MIT scientists say it's statistically impossible for the universe to come about by a mindless process. What do you do with that? Because the math shows that functional proteins are like rare islands in an infinite black sea of biological gibberish. Unguided chance simply doesn't have the probabilistic resources to find them correctly. Now, some people might say, but we are here, so what do you do with that? Well, see, nature is great at creating order, like repeating predictable processes, as in a pattern like a salt crystal. But see, that order is super simple and has very low information content. Nature is also great at creating randomness, but DNA exhibits something totally different: specified complexity. What is that? Well, DNA is highly complex, but adheres to an independent functional pattern. It's not like a crystal that, yes, it has a pattern, but has low information. It has a complex pattern and very high content. And in our entire uniform experience on this earth, specified complexity only comes from a mind. Think about the Mona Lisa. Nobody thinks somebody threw a stick of dynamite into a bunch of paint cans and we got the Mona Lisa, or that a printing press exploded and we got Shakespeare or Homer's Iliad. No one thinks that. When you see the code that actually says something, you always think intelligence. The way to put it is, if you were to go on that other planet and find a recipe, you wouldn't think over the years it just formed because of a mindless process. You would think somebody came there before you. See, the code is only half of the mystery, because the code base is completely useless if you don't have an operating system to run it. And that's going to bring us to the ultimate paradox in life that we're going to tackle in part 2. But before we get to that, I encourage you stay tuned for that video. Subscribe so we don't miss it. We've uncracked the cipher. We've looked at the math, the probability bounds, and the digital complexity. We've established that life is not a cosmological fluke. It's an intentional, ingenious code base written by a mind. I want to encourage you, if you've not gotten anchored in Christ, check it out. We look at 30 different scriptures of who we are in Christ. What did Jesus pay for you to become? Like, you are the apple of your daddy's eye. You are made to shine bright. You are forgiven and clean, and you hear your daddy's voice, and so much more. We look at all of that in this book. Join me on a 30-day identity transformation. Check it out now if you have not. Guys, check out Oopsie Poopsie. It's a board game. It's a lot of fun. There's a link to it in the description. They're one of the sponsors of this video. It's a family-friendly game. I do a Zoom call at the end of the month. And if you want to move from religious duty to relational delight in your relationship with Jesus, I am creating a course called the Intimacy Engine. There's a link to it as well in here. But here's the real question we have to ask. So what? Is this just about a debate? Is it just abstract information theory? I mean, I don't think so. I think that this conclusion fundamentally changes how you and I relate to the universe and one another, to science, and even our own selves individually. See, let's start with how you see yourself. In a purely materialistic worldview, your value is based off utility, meaning what you bring to the table, what you have to offer, what you can produce, how strong you are. When you cease to produce, you cease to have value in materialistic society. But knowing that there is a mind behind the universe flips that script, because inherent in you is value, because a mind wanted you to be here, designed you to be here, meaning there's purpose and intention behind you, and you are wanted. Think about that, because you didn't just show up here accidentally. You were put here on purpose by a God who wants to know you and wants you to make him known. He's revealed himself to us through the person of Jesus, who walked on this earth, who died for every wrong thing that you and I have ever done, and brings us back into relationship to God if we're willing to believe in him, his death, his burial, and his resurrection. I'll make videos in the future that will discuss these issues in more detail, but I encourage you, read the Gospels. Ask God, if you are real, if you really put me on here, would you reveal yourself to me, and would you show me the purpose for which I'm here for, so I can walk in it and walk in the true fulfillment that you have for me? Because see, the realization that you were put here on purpose by a designer who wants to know you fundamentally changes everything. It anchors you in identity. It's not about what you can produce any longer. It's part of your architecture. It's inherent within you, this sense of identity. In fact, it says in Psalm 139 that you were knit together in your mother's womb. And back in Genesis, it says, let's make man in our own image. You're in his likeness. Your own design is in three parts: body, soul, and spirit. You are a unique design implemented here for a reason. But see, this realization doesn't just change our eternal worth and value. It also changes how we relate to one another in the universe. It should also motivate our internal curiosity. Because for a digital archaeologist to discover the intelligence is just the beginning of the excavation. Recognizing that life is the product of a designer or a programmer means that when we access DNA, we aren't looking for randomness or DNA junk. We're reading the source code of the most optimized, ingenious biological operating system that has ever existed. See, the standard model has spent decades teaching us to expect biology to be messy, random, and filled with junk DNA. But if you assume chaos, you'll see chaos everywhere. But a designer is not chaos. In fact, you shouldn't expect chaos on the output for that reason. Because if you assume that intelligence is the source, it changes your entire research. In fact, our entire basis of how we do science is because we believe there is order behind everything, which assumes there's intelligence as well. Because you stop looking for mistakes if you know there's a designer. You start looking for the optimal design solutions. See, the next great medical and technological breakthrough isn't going to come from somebody looking for chaos or be found by blind chance either. It will be found by an engineer who understands the intention of the original programmer. See, understanding that life was designed gives you a rock-solid sense of worth and value, and a fearless sense of intellectual purpose. But there's one final piece of the puzzle we're going to talk about later. We found the code, and we know this code is useless without an operating system to run it. And we're going to talk about that in part 2. Because how can you run a software that builds the computer it's trying to execute on? This is called the bootstrapping paradox, and we'll uncrack that in part 2. So please subscribe if these encourage you. Share this with somebody you know needs to hear this. Get this out there, because I want people to know that there's a God who loves them and sees them, and that they can love God with all their heart, soul, mind, and strength. God has wired us to find him. The universe tells us, it leaves clues of his existence. And if we are willing to seek for answers and ask him to reveal himself, he will, because he loves you and wants a relationship with you. I want to ask you 3 questions before we end our time together, just to see if you caught everything we talked about. So here's the first question. In our combination lock analogy, how many amino acids long was the hypothetical protein we're trying to build? 1, 2, 3, 150. Here's the second question. What is the term for the maximum number of physical events that could have occurred in the entire history of the universe? 1, 2, 3, the universal probability bond. Here's the third question. What type of information contains both high complexity and functional meaning, like DNA or computer program? 1, 2, 3, specified complexity. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, hit that subscribe button. Let me know below if you got all the answers right. If you didn't get them all right, watch the video again and make sure you understand what's going on there. But know that there's a God out there that wants a relationship with you today, and he gave everything so that you could be with him forever. Bless you guys.